What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at @6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop. What is good, y'all? What's happening? What's going down? We are sorry that we are running a little bit late today. Corey Adger, salute. In the building. Stu Dog, what's going on?
I'm chilling, man. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
Shit, if we could all be. Listen. Out of nowhere, we got a cool little tidbit. Little. For me, this is crazy news. I love it. So DC Power Hour kind of took a little, and we're gonna talk about this because if y'all remember at the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy, remember that shit popped up on the screen. Salute, Slade in the building. So at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, we got that on our screen, and we said, "What the fuck does that mean?" And we speculated, and we thought maybe he'll be in some other movies. Maybe there's a cameo, but maybe even a show. But nobody thought that there would be yet another Gunn Guardians movie with James Gunn, or another Marvel movie with James Gunn, for that matter. And it's been confirmed. So yeah, man, I'm excited. Star-Lord is definitely one of my favorite characters. Guardians is definitely my favorite franchise in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I'm going to break it down for you, Corey. So this right here is it's the legendary Star-Lord. So that's going to be the name of it. It's a little bit different. It's not just another Guardians movie. At the end of the movie, we saw Quill go back to Earth, for the most part, and kick it with, I think it was his dad or his grandfather. He goes back to meet his grandfather. Yeah, you remember? And he's there on Earth, and like my son Blaze said, man, been always wanted to see a movie about Peter Quill back on Earth. What that's like. Imagine being taken by aliens when you're a kid, living your whole life in outer space, and getting to come back to Earth and see how, all that shit went down. Hella interesting, hella fascinating. But again, at the very end of, the very end of, what do you call it? Hold on, Norman Rad, salute in the building. Was good. Booster Gold. We are gonna get some Blue Beetle action, but yeah, nah. So what was I saying? The at the end of the joint of the post-credit stinger, they call it, for Guardians 3, the last frame of the movie that James Gunn will direct for Marvel for the foreseeable future. The movie promises the legendary Star-Lord will return. And while most fans and critics assumed that meant Chris Pratt would be fighting alongside the Avengers, maybe in an upcoming, Kang movie, or Avengers Secret Wars movies, something like that. As it turns out, the plans are a little different than that. According to James Gunn himself, there is still some hope that the project he and Chris Pratt cooked up, well, at this point, actually, it's been confirmed. So he said, Chris and I forever have talked about how great it would be to do a legendary Star-Lord movie, a story with Star-Lord on Earth trying to adapt to the environment of Earth in the same way that somebody else might try to adapt to an alien environment of outer space. Because remember, he's raised in outer space. He's not raised on Earth. Gunn explains in the commentary track for Guardians 3, he said he's a fish out of water in just kind of regular water. So I can't wait to see it. And while Gunn is not at Marvel anymore to oversee such a project, he's saying that, he can't wait to see it. Paired with the title card at the end seems to suggest that, at least for as far as Gunn knows, it was still something that Marvel was exploring. But and I want to get the exact quote because it is like confirmation. Let me get some beverage right here. So, as the director of the successful trilogy, Gunn has given a nod towards, this separate narrative orbiting the lead character, Star-Lord. And initially, like I said, a lot of us speculated that it was going to be, here or there, like little cameos or whatnot. But Gunn disclosed in the commentary, right, like that he had been talking about it, but at this point now it's totally confirmed. Um, and I want to see if there's any like. So Guardians 3 focuses on the whole crew, right, settling into their life on Nowhere, and the narrative revolves around Peter Quill, who at the time is dealing with the aftermath of Gamora's demise. Right, she just died, and he's kind of trying to cope with it. He's drinking himself to sleep and shit like that, and rallying his team, in a risky endeavor to save Rocket's life. And at that point, he's confronting his past and things like that, and the volatile nature of the mission threatens the existence of the team itself. And the film, like I said, is right now it's in theaters. You can still, I think, see it, or if not, it's streaming in HD now. And it's already uh yeah, it's already on digital. I know it's on Blu-ray and DVD and shit like that. But the speculation surrounding the future Star-Lord and the potential for the Earth-based adventure is awesome, man. I can't wait for one. See that shit.
Man, that's powerful.
It's
I
wonderful. It's wonderful.
definitely would like to see that. I just wonder how to play out, man. That's all. That's my biggest thing.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I think it's gonna be like
like
him,
ET.
a fish out of water story. A typical fish out of water story. Only he's out of water on Earth. So to make it kind of interesting to see an Earthling being out of water on Earth. Because I think we've all seen the Earthling out of water on whatever planet or the alien out of
Yeah,
water on Earth, but
not
to
getting
see an
like
Earthling
sort of
out of
like when he
water
was
on Earth.
talking to Tony Stark and Peter Parker in
Hmm.
Avengers. Like he was like he would say things, but he would get them wrong. But he said things that only people from
Yeah,
Earth would know. But he got it, and
yeah.
they would look at him like
Be like,
it
like,
was just like
is
Tony
Kevin
Stark was
Bacon
like,
still the man?
yeah, like Tony Stark was like, really, are we doing this? Like when, and then he was teaching it to Mantis and them, and they were getting it wrong, and it was like when Mantis was like, yeah, we take ass and kick names,
Right.
and Drax is like, yeah, and Peter's like, yeah. Did he? And he's just looking at him like, really, guys, that's way off. Like that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I
that
like
made it
the.
funny. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that made it, And then when he was asking about different movies, and Tom Holland was like, nah, he was like, that's not the way of life anymore. Like things changed, and so he was still living in the '80s when he got kidnapped.
Right. Yeah. He was like, is Kevin Bacon still the greatest hero of all time, or some
He
shit?
was like,
And
nah, yeah, he was
Tom
like, nah,
Holland
he
was
never
like,
was.
he never was. He never
So it's just
was,
a
bro.
movie. Yeah, like it's
Word.
just a movie, dude. So so yeah, we it would be fun to watch, him interact with different people from Earth, and then say certain things, and then they have to bring them up to time. Yeah, showing like MP3 players, Apple Music, streaming, things like everything we do now. It would be fun to watch them, discover it, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
use them,
Exactly.
because Peter still listens
Smartphones.
to right. Peter still listens to
Yeah.
cassettes. He still has cassette. He has a
Well, he
cassette
got a
deck and
Zune now,
shit.
right? He got a Zune.
Right, and then remember they gave him a Zoom, and so
Yeah.
now he upgraded. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it'll be fun to see what he upgrades to after this,
Hell yeah.
or or what kind of music he'll be listening to after this. Because when you think about it, his
He's only
genre
had
of music,
80s hits. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got 80s on back,
yeah,
80s and
yeah,
70s. He doesn't have
yeah.
anything. Yeah, he doesn't
He
have
ain't got no
anything.
new shit. I wonder if
Nah,
they'll. I wonder if they'll incorporate it into the Skrull thing because he's back on Earth, but now there's these aliens invading Earth at the same time. I wonder if that lines up. I don't know how the timeline lines up, but we don't know what timeline the Star-Lord movie. Well, I guess we do, don't we? If it takes place then. So yeah, it should kind of line up. So I wonder if they'll just try to play it like just a solo movie because Marvel doesn't really do that. They try to link everything, and make it part of a bigger story, a bigger universe. So I wonder if that is going to involve the Skrulls. Yeah. Yeah, Norn. It should be the same. So that would be dope. See, because they could use somebody with the know-how of Star-Lord on Earth. He'd be a major asset. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But
And I
but
think he knows a lot about the Kree. He knows a lot
yeah,
about Skrulls,
he knows
things
everything.
like that. Like he knows
He knows how to
everything.
deal with aliens and shit and how they deal with us and whatnot. I mean, he might be a good asset, but and I agree, like Nora said, it's probably not. That would be a lot, especially, to try and get to bring kind of Gun back into the fold of the whole wider plot. I don't know how this is gonna end up. If this is gonna be just like a what we call in the comic industry a one shot, uh basically an issue that doesn't have any previous or follow up issues. It's just a one shot, just a self contained story. Uh, yeah, yeah. Sorry, y'all. I'm checking my phone. I'm waiting on somebody to pull up. hmm So he said, oh, but what he say? So on the commentary for the Volume 3 digital release, Gunn addressed that the Star-Lord movie will return on the title card. He addressed it. He said, but not quite over. We always want to give somebody a little something special. And Chris and I forever have talked about how great it would be to be able to do a legendary Star-Lord movie, a story with Star-Lord on Earth trying to adapt to the environment of Earth in the same way that somebody else might try to adapt to an alien environment of outer space. He's fish out of water in just kind of regular water, so I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see it either. Should be
Yeah,
good.
bro. Is this in Marvel Studios Guardians of the Galaxy, our beloved band of misfits are settling into life on nowhere? Yeah, that's the same thing I read before. So yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of information about it, but cool news. Cool news. But speaking of the scrolls and fucking all that, episode 3 just came out. That was fucking dope.
I will agree. It's
We
it's
got
getting
to
better
talk
and better.
about it.
It's actually
Yeah.
getting better and better, man. Like it was slow. It was a slow start, but
Episode 1 was
it's
slow, but
picking up.
in
It's
the
picking
best
up.
way possible. Yeah. I
Right,
mean,
right. It's
me, I
picking up.
like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I like that shit. Oh yeah, if it's yeah, bro. I love spy shit, spy movies and shit. Like slower the better. Usually when that shit's slow, it's got a very rich story that's going to be deep and have lots of great twists and intricacies and nuances. And they've got a perfect cast for it too. Ben Mendelsohn is a genius, bro. Wait, what just came out? Was that 3 or 4?
Should be three. Should be episode
Yeah,
three.
yeah, 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 bro. Quickly picking up steam, for sure. Definitely more thrills and betrayals in episode 3. It's called Betrayed. That's the name of the episode. And while the second episode did end up with one major cliffhanger, the third episode of this series, I think, is keeping it coming. As both we got Nick Fury, right, Samuel, and Gravik, who you love to hate, by the way, questioning the loyalties of those around them. But after getting unceremoniously fired by James Rhodes, by War Machine, Fury, he definitely needs a win here. And so, but as he attempts to strike the Skrull rebellion a little blow, Gravik sort of continues to be two steps ahead of him at every turn, and rightly so, because we learn also that how Nick Fury was always this like super spy, and for some reason he always knew everything, and he always had the upper hand, and he was
Yeah,
always five
yes,
steps ahead. He was always
yeah,
the
yeah.
Superman. Well, we find out that's only because he had a network of Skrulls that was working for him. The whole thing, his whole legacy, his whole claim to fame, what made him the great Nick Fury was that he had this network of shapeshifters that could just be, super spies and basically get in anywhere and do anything at any time because they could literally change their face. And so he basically had the upper hand. And we learned that, yeah, that's the secret behind Nick Fury's powers, quote unquote. And so that was very cool. Norin says in comics, Iron Man creates the Skull Kill Crew virus to stop Skrull invasion. If MCU is smart, they should replace Iron Man with Iron Heart.
If
Say
they
what?
do it right, if they do Ironheart right, I kind of agree with that. But
They already
what,
didn't
what
do her
we
right. Did you
right,
see
what
that?
we already, yeah, what we got just wasn't. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Nora. Right? If they should replace Iron Man with Ironheart because we need another Iron Man, and they just keep kind of going back to Tony Stark, but not really bringing him back. I think they're gonna try to bring him back as an AI in this next Captain America movie,
That would be
which I
smart.
think will be a mistake.
I think
Um,
that would be smart
w-
because it would give, because people are missing that old Marvel, that MCU. People are really craving that old MCU, and I think that would just a little AI, just a little to bring them back, just a little bit. Like, hey, we still got, Robert Downey is still part of this. This is still the MCU, because so far a lot of fans are like, I don't even know what this is anymore. The MCU is like, this is not even the same thing that I was into, and but you
the
know
MCU.
yeah, they should come up with a replacement, I guess, for Iron Man, for Tony Stark's Iron Man, but that Ironheart it. Was not it. But I agree, Norin, that they should definitely replace him with someone, just so that they can use, so that I think what you're saying is that so that we have someone to fill that role, so we can do those storylines that would have an Iron Man that we don't currently have a role for. So I definitely feel you.
Yeah,
But
I like
and
the Ironheart idea. I think he's on to something with the Ironheart thing because, but they just
you
messed up
like the
Riri
Ironheart?
Williams.
You like Ironheart?
I didn't like the way they represented Ironheart in Black Panther. No, I
Did you
thought
like the
that
Ironheart? Did you like any
I
of
like
the
the
Ironheart?
Ironheart idea. Yeah, I like the Ironheart idea. I like the way Ironheart's represented in the comics. In the comic
We ain't
books,
talking about comics. We talking about MCU. Big
no
difference.
MCU, no MCU,
Big
no.
difference.
In the comics, she's more confident. In the comics, she's not. Uh, she's not this girl left socially, like she's smart, she's calm. Like when they were stuck in the cave, the girls like, oh, don't go with them. This is some evil emperor stuff. The Ironheart in the comic would have just been calm, but like, look, I'm working on a way to get us out of here. You go ahead with
Right.
them. By the time you get back, I've been and built something that got, that's how she gets down.
Yeah.
And
So
she's
so
highly intelligent.
that's what I'm saying.
Smart.
They could if they could come up with a decent character to replace Iron Man, but so far that Ironheart that they've came up with,
No,
nah,
that's not cutting.
it's not
It doesn't
cutting it.
cut it for me, man. That doesn't cut it for me.
But
And it's sad that
I was
we
excited
have
for
to keep.
Ironheart because the comic was cool, was decent. I mean, Ironheart's not a. I know everybody's like, oh no, a lot of people were turned off by it. It didn't bother me at all. The comic was great. I had the first comic, the first appearance of Riri Williams and all of that.
I
But
do too.
the way they represented it in the movie and the show, and like the whole every scene or everything I've seen with her has just been it is what it is, man. But hopefully,
Okay,
I don't want
man.
to beat a dead horse.
Nah, I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah,
Well, Marvel, you know what? Marvel's struggling right now. Disney is struggling right now on a whole. I mean,
yeah,
they just lay ESPN had to lay off so many people, and it's just a mess, man. Disney's a mess right now. They got to get it together.
yeah.
If they don't,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
they got to stop letting. They got to. I don't know. Again, I don't want
nah,
to
go
beat a
ahead,
dead
say it.
horse.
Go ahead, say it. I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say, but you're right.
Mhm.
They do. They've lost money this year on all their projects. Because they're just trying to do too much. The Little Mermaid, like Little Mermaid, is a good example. Was it a good story? Yes. Was the script good? Yeah, because it took directly from the cartoon. But the representation that they gave us for the live action movie, people just weren't happy with. Um, and it just didn't sit well with them. If you want to sell your product, if you want to sell your movie, if you want people to come see it over and over again, you got to give them something they want to go see. You can't just say throw this in their face and say, "Well, it's made by Disney. It's the greatest thing ever, so go see it."
Yeah,
Doesn't work like that anymore.
and then they try to, and then they literally shamelessly try to guilt you into watching this shit. They try to act like you're racist or you're sexist or whatever if you don't conform and act like you love it. It's like
Which
you
is
can't
that's a
say
bully move. Yeah, that's a
it's
bully
a
move.
bully move, dog.
Yeah, that's
You
a
trying to
bully move. You're a
force me into
bully,
some shit.
right?
Yeah,
And
don't force me.
that's the thing. You don't want people don't want to be bullied, but yet the people like I like take LGBTQ. They don't want to be bullied, but that movement does a lot of bullying. Like if you don't
Do they?
conform to what we do, we're gonna cancel you. That's a bully move. That's a bully move. You know what I mean? If you don't if you don't go, if you're not all about this movement, we hate you.
Yeah. Well, it's
But
like
you
the
don't
whole
want
thing.
nobody to hate you. Like I don't get that. That's when did we start doing that?
Well, I think I don't know when it exactly started, but I remember Black Panther being a big the movie Black Panther. If you said you didn't like Black Panther, you were a racist. You were a bad
Yes,
person. And it's
yes.
like, I mean, I know a lot of African American people who thought that movie was ass. Are they racist too? It's like, you can't be blaming people and or trying to shame people and telling people that, they're inherently bad people because they don't like your art. That's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. But I'm glad that we are getting. Listen, we complain and we shit and we talk shit and all that, but at the end of the day, we are happy that we're getting any of this content. We're happy we're getting great, comic book content with money behind it because we lived a long existence with comic book movies that never got a budget. We're always trash. We're jokes. We're never treated with any respect. And now we're
That's
starting to
true.
get comic book content, man, and it's beautiful. I love it. So, the fact that we talk shit is like we can talk shit. We not really hating. We just conversating. But so this is written by Roxanne Purdy's and Brian Tucker and directed by Ali Salim. This episode Betrayed, and also it shows more of Priscilla Fury, which is Nick Fury's wife that we never knew about, and answering some of the questions raised when episode 2 revealed that Fury has a wife who is a Skrull. Oh yeah, she's a Skrull. And the second episode also teased, yeah, and so the second episode also teased Super Scrolls, kind of like a little Super Scroll, and there's more on this as well. So, however, episode 3 doesn't just pick up the pieces. Betrayed is this episode is significantly tighter and faster than the episodes that came before, with plenty of more surprises and twists. That we see. This series is sort of halfway point. This is only a 6 episode joint, so this is half of the show right here. Um, but this confirms that Gravik is making Super Scrolls. We talked about that, right? We talked about, is it going to be Super Skrull, the guy with the Fantastic Four's powers, that guy, the Super Skrull, or is it going to be Super Skrulls, plural, like in the comic story where they had an army of Super Skrulls? We didn't know which way that was going to go. It's definitely going the army way. The episode begins with Beto and Pagon and a skull called Verkus. preparing for a mission, right? And Beto asks the others if they think what they're doing will work, and Pagon tells him that what they do because of their faith in a better future, and faith demands risks, right? So Pagon gives Beto the file for the human that he will be impersonating, and so they get their files, and it was pretty cool to see that they get like a file with the photo of the human that they're going to turn into, and like a whole dossier about that person that they study, and kind of so that they know who they're pretending to be. It's not just a face; they actually become this person. And they've got guys in the fucking UN. You know what I'm saying? They've got highly placed scrolls already.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. And they're all over the place. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And the story. And so then the story cuts to Gravik, who uh shows the Skrull Council the machine that he's been developing, and he reveals more of his plan, telling them that the three operatives infiltrating the Royal Navy in order to attack the United Nations target. So Gravik expects a response from the heroes of Earth, the superheroes, the Avengers and shit like that. But the machine that the Daltons have been building for him will allow the Skrulls to change powers, in addition to changing their face, making them super Skrulls, right? So meanwhile, the Skrulls in the Navy take their places, with Pagon going aboard a nuclear submarine in full disguise. And after the credits, we get a flashback to New York City in 1998, right? They take us back to when Fury's walking into a diner to meet with a Skrull friend, and the friend in question is Priscilla, who is revealed to be Vera, the Skrull that we saw introducing Fury to Gravik in episode 2 when he was a little kid. So she gives Fury an envelope that says, that she says, put Dracov's men on their heels. So that's no doubt a reference to General Dracov of the Red Room, played by Ray Winstone in Black Widow. Ray Winstone's the GOAT. So when they see how Fury and Priscilla initiated their romance over a little cup of coffee, back to the present, Fury makes breakfast. He's watching TV with Chris Stearns, and secretly a member of this Skrull Council. One of these, Fox pundit types. So Priscilla's making coffee, and they get to talking about how it's been years since Fury came home, and she asks Fury, why he's back after all this time, and he tells her that he's retired now, and he's thinking of picking up a new hobby, right? Revenge. So Fury asks Priscilla if she's been in touch with Gravik, right? Implying that he suspects her of being part of this rebellion now. And she evades the question, and through their conversation, we find out that she survived the snap and didn't disappear when everybody else did, and that she mourned him until the blip, till he returned. But after that, instead of staying with her, he chose to run away to space, right? He came back from the blip and went on his space station and just lived out there. And she then gets a cryptic phone call where she's just like, says something, real cryptic, like, I don't have the documents or some shit. Real obvious, right? Real on the nose that she's doing something. And then she's like, but talk to you later or whatever. So he's definitely still got his suspicions. And so, but back at New Skrullos, Gravik's started to get suspicious too. And he's thinking that Gaia, played by Emilia Clarke, my bad, wifey, and confronts her about how the police found their safe house. And she tells him that Bogan obviously cracked under the torture, and he's not really buying it, right? But he lets her ride for the moment. The next day, when Gravik and Gaia fly to London, where Gravik reveals that he's going to be meeting with Talos for a parlay to talk about her. While they're on the way to the meeting, Gravik answers the call, saying the UN plane will be at Neptune's coordinates, 2200 hours. And Gravik then meets Talos and at the London Portrait Museum, right there at the gallery, and he's looking at this painting about like a World War II, about these generals, maybe even older war, and it's something. It says something about like elder statesmen or generals or something like that, and he kind of makes a combat about um how he would rather be he would rather have his story told in blood than in paint, right? Like these
Mm,
generals, these guys that never touch battlefields, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones that get, the stories written about how they conquered this and they conquered that when they never touched the battlefield. And he's like, we're the soldiers, we're the ones in the whatever the fuck in the trenches. And so it's a dope little scene, but of course Talos, as always, Ben Mendelsohn just flips it on his head, and he's like, "Yeah, basically, you don't mind, blood and all of that, but you don't mind also uh getting everybody else killed in the meantime." And so they move to the cafe where Gravik, sort of goads Talos uh into suggesting an honor meeting, which is a scroll, sort of like how the Klingons might have like a fight to the death for honor. Is kind of like what they have here, and but it's a dope scene because at one point they're sitting in this diner in this sort of restaurant full of people, and Talos stands up to like sort of because Gravik says something about his daughter Gaia, and he's like, "Keep her name out your mouth," and he stands up like in a threatening way, and everybody at the restaurant stands up and morphs into Gravik, so they all look like Gravik, and it's crazy. And he's like, "Oh shit." So they sort of he sort of backs down and he chills for the time being, realizing that he's surrounded. And so, he tries to tell Gravik that, you know, you don't really realize what you're doing. Like you're gonna basically, it's a million scrolls, and you're gonna bring us to the brink of extinction trying to fight the humans, and you don't even understand the humans. He said the humans are at their most formidable when they're threatened by a common foe. And what's more, Talos plans on exposing the Skrulls. He's like, you know, you guys aren't gonna have your whole advantage is that you can shapeshift and they don't know who you are, and you can sneak and do everything with the element of surprise. He says, I'm gonna take that from you. He said, I'm gonna tell everybody who you are. He's like, they're gonna know what you're doing. You're gonna lose the element of surprise, and you can't win. And and Gravik's like, then it'll be your fault. We all die. And so Talos is like, no, because they're gonna see the difference in you and us, and they're
that's
gonna
right.
accept us. And then Gravik brings up Gaia again, and that's when he takes a knife and stabs it in Gravik's hand. Even though all the Graviks are around him and all his boys, they kind of stand. He don't give a fuck. He stabs him in his hand and he starts choking the shit out of him. And they don't do nothing. None of his people don't do shit. They just let him get choked out. And he basically, tells him keep his daughter's name out your mouth and whatnot. And then he walks away. And then we see Gravik pull his hand away from the knife and tears his hand out. And then we see what could either be a normal Skrull healing or some form of extremis, because his hand torn in half morphs back together, and we can presume this is part of the new Super Skrull powers that he's been talking about. So later, Fury finds Talos and tells him that he's found a lead on the Skrull, on a Skrull that's placed high up in the U.S. government, who is in London, and is possibly Rhodey. And Talos is still mad at Fury after their argument in episode 2, and he tells him that he no longer works for him. And so if Fury wants something, then he's gonna have to ask. And he's like, you're gonna have to be like, what do he say? He said, you're gonna have to say, Talos, I need your help. I'm useless without you, or something like that. And Nick Fury ain't gonna say no shit like that. He's about to walk out, and he turns around and he fucking says, he said, Talos, I need your help. I'm useless without you. And so, and then he calls Sonya Falsworth, who has now discovered the camera that was left that he put in the owl's eye. Remember, he put the little camera on the owl's eye.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So she finds it, and she tells him, basically, kind of tells him off for spying on her, but she still gives him the name and the address of the submarine's commander, Commodore Robert Fairbanks, who Fury calls Bob, is who he refers to as Bob. So on the way to Bob's house in Portsmouth, Fury and Talos get into another little sort of argument, but this is a really dope. This is when we sort of find out how Fury undervalues Talos's contributions, but we find out really why and how Fury was the world's best, the world's top spy and everything. And once again, the chemistry between these two characters, these actors, is so dope. Ben Mendelsohn is one of my favorite actors, bro. I don't even know where this dude came from. He's older British cat. I think I first seen him in what's that movie? Killing Him Softly. Fucking hilarious. But anyway, he's been in a few movies, and he's just brilliant, dude. The nuances, like his skills are crazy. And obviously Samuel. And so seeing them go at it is always dope, man. That's one of the things that really makes this show phenomenal is the actors. So once again, we see this, and so they reach Bob's house, and they infiltrate Bob's house with Talos going ahead and Fury killing some Skrull guards before following him. And so over the comms, Talos tells Fury that he's captured Bob, but we kind of he knows it's really Bob who has Talos at gunpoint and is trying to pretend that he's Talos on the phone to lure Fury in, but Fury knows what it is. He grabs Bob's son and busts in, and he's like, you know nobody calls me Nick, Bob. He knew it wasn't him. So at the same time, the submarine is getting into position. They have already received the command to fire on the UN flight with Pagon undercover on the ship to ensure things go according to plan. And as they prepare to fire, you have Fury and Telos questioning Bob, who's refusing to give the code to abort the mission. And he reveals that Gravik had offered Telos a partnership, which Telos refused. And Bob brings up Gaia, which you just don't do. And Telos just shoots him, with time running out. And then Telos calls Gaia, has her find the code from the memories of the real Commodore Fairbanks. But in order to do that, she's got to blow her cover. And that definitely proves to be a problem later. But the code turns out to be the name of Bob's son, and Talos manages to give the command in time to stop the strike, of course, and finally gives Fury that win that he's needed. And he kind of gets his save a little face and be that super spy again. So, but now that her cover's blown, Gaia runs from New Skrullos, because she's not going to be welcome there now. And as Fury and Telos remove the dead Skrull's body, Fury asks Talos why he didn't take Gravik's deal. Why aren't you down with the rebellion? I mean, what is it? And Telos tells Fury that despite 30 years together, Fury still just doesn't know him. And he's like, he tells him that he's not with Gravik because he's with Fury. You know what I'm saying? He's loyal, and this is his boy,
Right.
you
I
know?
remember Fury got mad at him, kicked him off the train in that
Hmm.
first episode. It's like, but I thought that Fury was a little too hard on him for that. But I always thought that he
Yeah.
had a good reason not to tell him how many of them it was because he didn't know how he would react if he did. Sometimes
Right.
you got to understand people get mad at you just for telling the truth,
Oh, yeah.
but then they get mad at you for telling a lie as well.
Right.
And that was what he faced. He faced the fact of, well, if I told you the truth, you couldn't handle the truth. So, but if I tell you a lie, you can eat that better. That was easier for you to understand than the
Right.
truth and accept.
Right.
And Fury, I thought Fury was a little hard on him on that, man. I really didn't,
Yeah.
you know, but he did what he had to do, and I kind of get it. Like even after the
Hmm.
first episode, I got it. Like I was like, okay, I get why he did what he did, and why this is so
Right.
important to him. Because I think he feels partially like this whole thing is his fault. Like even though
Yeah.
I think he feels like I should have told him, despite what he would have thought, and that way we'd have had this situation a lot more under control than what it is now.
Yeah.
But he did what he thought was best and at the time, and it just took a long time to grow. So I think that's why he's so much more invested in it than Fury. personally.
Mm. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree. I agree. And you know, it's and Talos, he still trusts Fury after all of that. After everything, and they still, he basically lets them know, like, we still down. It's all good. And this is right as Gaia is leaving the compound, and she gets intercepted by Gravik, and I was blown away. I was really surprised that they did this. But again, it's only a 6-episode show, because I'm thinking, like, already it's like episode 3, but this is like halfway through the series, so didn't really
Yeah,
blow me away, I guess, once I thought about that. But so he kills her, and I'm like, whoa, he kills Gaia, which is our second, I think, major death now after Maria Hill, which was crazy. Maria Hill is dead. That's what,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
big.
That threw me for a loop. Yeah, when she died, I'm like,
Yeah,
damn, they
and
killing everybody. Are we going? Damn, we need new characters.
mhm.
Like, come on.
Yeah, well, back at when they go back to Fury's crib, Priscilla Vera gets a message and takes off, and she's heading to like a bank where she gets a safe deposit box, and inside the box there's a gun, and then she gets a call from some person who sounds a
Mhm.
lot like Rhodey, which reveals that she's working for Gravik, just like Fury suspected in the ending, which is like a crazy twist at the end, and that's how the episode sort of ends, which is crazy. Um, that Nick Fury's own wife is part of this rebellion. It's nuts. It's nuts.
It is.
The story's gonna
I'm enjoying
go
it. I'm
nuts. It's
enjoying
great.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it.
You know what
I
I
love
like?
it.
This is the first Disney Marvel series that we got that's not dragging it out. Like they get straight to the point. They're not
Yeah,
dragging out these episodes, and you're sitting there, you're like, all right, come on, please, let's get it. No, they get straight to the point, and then they're doing it, and they're progressing the story along, and I like that.
right.
I think that's what I like most about this Secret Invasion. I think that's what everybody else is enjoying too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, in this episode, or rather, I say, we they kill Amelia Clark, which kind of it fucked me up, because I fucked with Amelia Clark, and her death was meant to be a twist, but seeing how little we knew about the character, it really kind of felt hollow. Like it wasn't as impactful as I think they meant it to be, because we really didn't get to know her. Like it was like I was like, it was like this big deal. Khaleesi, from Game of Thrones, they got Amelia Clark, and she's gonna be in it, and she's in like 4 scenes, and then she dies, and I was like, no one even, it doesn't even matter. But
Hmm.
she's not the first female character sacrificed for shock value in Secret Invasion, and I don't think she's the first character whose potential that the series has completely wasted. Her death does feel like a waste of the talent and the high profile of the actress. I mean, that's a big name, and so, but as disappointing as that felt, I think there's a good chance that Amelia Clark will be back in future episodes, or something. Even if she does pop again, it won't likely be as Gaia, but probably as a character that fans have been anticipating since Clark's presence was first announced. That really is who I thought she was going to play, and I really hope somehow they still work it. But from the moment that Clark joined the Secret Invasion cast, theories were swirling about her role, but a common suggestion that, and one briefly confirmed and but redacted. This is interesting. It was confirmed and then redacted by casting announcements, was that Clark would be playing Abigail Brand, a fan favorite from Joss Whedon and John Cassidy's astonishing X-Men. So Abigail Brand is half human, half alien, but a mutant. And she's an agent of Sword, and she basically currently in the Krakoa era right now is the head of Sword. And she basically, has teamed up with the X-Men a bunch of times, and played roles in the comics during the Skrull invasion and all of that. But and I don't, so Clark, of course, was later confirmed to be Gaia, the daughter of Talos. But I think fans were still suspecting a fake out or something because it just was too perfect for her to play Abigail Brand. She just fits the role. It just doesn't make sense not to use it. And so now that Gaia appears to be out of the picture, there's a new fan theory that has sort of found its way to bring that back. And the established idea of Skrull shells, right? Humans, the shape-shifting aliens impersonate. These humans are kept alive at Gravik's compound. So if they want to pretend to be someone, they take that person, they don't kill them, but they keep them, like they kidnap them and keep them in this compound. And so new Skrullos and hooked up to machines, and that's you saw them in like these cocoons or whatever, these tanks. And so Gaia might be dead, but her shell could still be alive. The person that the human that the alien was pretending to be, thus the same actress would play her. You understand? You follow me?
Yeah.
So Gaia herself could be dead, but Emilia Clarke could still come back to play the person that Gaia was. You feel me? And so that person could be Abigail Brand. And damn it, man. Marvel originally stated that Clark's Secret Invasion role would be ongoing, with plenty of crossover potential in the cinematic universe. So if Gaia or Abigail survives the events of Secret Invasion, she could pop up in a future film like the Marvels as an agent under Fury, or if they do Sword. But Sword did briefly appear in the MCU, and it's been replaced by Saber. This pissed me off when Saber came out. This is the new MCU version. I guess it's Sword. Why not Sword? Why are they making Saber? This is what I don't understand. Why did they change it just to change it? But anyway, the new space-based counter-terrorist network was mentioned in Secret Invasion and will pop up again in the Marvels. But Secret Invasion could serve as Abigail's sort of Saber agent origins. And the Marvels could continue her adventures as Abigail and whatnot. But Abigail Brand also has some connective tissue with Carol Danvers too. Captain Marvel, and she worked under Danvers when when Danvers led Alpha Flight, which Alpha Flight is a peacekeeping force that briefly stood in for Sword, and it seems like Saber is the new equivalent to Alpha Force, which could make Gaia's future role in the MCU all the more probable. But time will tell. We'll see. But it would be a shame, I think, to waste Emilia Clarke, just for that little role. It was like not even a full role.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
There's nothing to it.
I mean, MCU's changing, but if it changes, just make the changes for the better. That's all we ask.
That's all we ask.
Yeah, don't make them for the worst. You want to progress the story through new characters, do it, but don't do us like Kathleen Kennedy does with Star Wars. Gives us nothing. Just
Yeah.
make these characters somebody like Reno says, make
What up?
characters we want to care about.
Thought you was around the way. All right. I feel you, man. What do you think about the Super Skrull? Did you want to see Super Skrull, like the Super Skrull, or yeah?
Super Skrull was dope. Plus, if they give us Super Skrull, we might get Super Skrull for the Fantastic Four movie.
That would be ill. That would be so
Doctor
dope.
Doom just saying Doctor Doom's just not working.
I don't want him to do Doctor Doom, bro.
No,
I want
I don't
Doom
either.
to be
I don't.
bigger. I want Doom. The next time we see Doom, I want him to be the biggest overarching big bad of it all. He needs to be a god level character, bro. He's beyond Thanos. He's in Marvel. Doom is always the biggest big bad. Whenever they break it down to who was behind it all, it's always fucking Doom. And movies have always relegated Doom to being a Fantastic Four villain or just a character in the Fantastic Four movies. But he's definitely a big bad. Dude, he toys with Kang. Doom toys with Kang in the comics.
Yeah, it
So
does.
when they were like Kang is the big bad, I was like, okay, until who shows up? Because Kang's not in the comics. Like, no, he's not like that. He's not a god level dude. He's not. But but yeah, Doom is bigger than the Fantastic Four. I think Super Skrull is fucking perfect for Fantastic Four. Perfect
Oh hell
level,
yeah, yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Right. I mean, that's what we always say. They always got to make it their own so they can say they did it. So they can
They
say,
did
look
it.
what I
Yeah,
made, blah, blah, blah. Speaking of they did
like
it and look what I made, check out the Colossus. Shout out to my man at Vintage Rush. This is the new joint, and he's got a rogue one on the way, y'all. But this is sick. Look, it's like shiny, it's like fucking metallic. The X-Men logo is metallic. Colossus body is metallic. It's all thick puff paint, and the quality is there. The shirts are ill as fuck. Check it out.
that's dope. That's super dope. That is super. Yeah, that is super dope. I like that.
I love that Gambit. So yeah, so what you call it? Rogue is coming next. But y'all, these shirts are fucking phenomenal. The quality is insane. You cannot pass these up. You got to go check my man out. You can check him out. You can check him out on Instagram. Or you can go to the website to grab these bad boys. That's him right there on IG. And that's him right there on IG and the website where you can scoop these. These are very limited runs. I don't think you can get. I know you can't get Cable and Bishop anymore. I don't know if you can still get Gambit. I think you can still get Colossus. And right now, Rogue is on deck. My Rogue is coming next. So I'm trying to collect them all, y'all. These are like the only fucking shirts that I fucking love, bro. The quality is damn near worth it alone. Um, the just the trust me, man, the fabric, the necklines, you know what I'm saying? The nice tight neck, the long sleeves that go down to your elbow. It's beautiful. What are they called? 6.5 ounce. So they're like heavy.
Yeah, yeah. He got the dopest T-shirts I've ever seen.
Yeah, the quality of the shirts is incredible. Besides, the logo is crazy. The logo is dope. I mean, that's obviously the attraction, but the quality of the shirts, bro. Because I wear fucking graphic tees. Like I wear graphic tees. That's what I mostly wear only. And so I know how they be, bro. They most of the time they're cheap. They're made on shitty shirts. You get them, especially if you get them from like 80stees.com or Walmart or Spencer's or the average t-shirt website or whatever. They always put them on the cheapest fucking quality cotton. The sleeves end up shrinking to be this fucking long. The fucking
Yeah, they do.
I
Yeah,
mean, the necks stretch
they
out
do.
and be this big, your whole collarbone and shit be out like you wearing a fucking
Yeah,
V-neck or something. It's just and the quality, they're just shit. These are great shirts, man. They're worth every penny. And besides the quality, then you got the logo, but the scarcity. You'll never see anybody walking around with the shirt you have on. You'll never see nobody wearing this. Like you'll never walk past nobody in the club or in the mall or at the fair or at the beach or wherever or at the grocery store, anywhere. You're not gonna walk by and see nobody wearing your shirt because they're made a limited run. They only make so many, and then they're never printed again. And these aren't just any old picture of these characters. These actual images come out of a manga, a Japanese manga version. You see the Japanese writing right there of, oh, that's his logo. But yeah, this these images and the logo are taken out of the inside cover of the X-Men the animated series manga version from Japan, and that's the only place that these exact images are. So when I tell you you ain't gonna see nobody else with the shirt on, trust me. Oh, before I forget, next Saturday, your boys and them coming back on the Mad Trapper, Rusto Rebel. You remember we had them on here a little while ago, Stu?
Yeah, I like them. I
Them,
like
yeah,
those my boys.
yeah.
Yeah, I like them.
They coming back on. They got a new issue. This one here that said coming soon. That was on the back. All right, so this comic right here is called The Mad Trapper and Rusto Rebel, and it's about the Golden Mike. It's dope, bro. This shit is hip hop comics, man, at its finest. The artwork is crazy. You know, indie comics always have great writing, but they often suffer in the art department. Like often, because usually somebody that makes an indie comic, I mean, there's a reason for it, because usually someone that makes an indie comic is someone who has an idea. They're a writer, and they want to make a story, and they want to make it in a comic form, and they write this comic, and then but I've got to find an artist, someone that could draw, because nine times out of 10 that person is not also a dope artist. You know what I mean? It's
This
rare
is
when
true.
somebody
This
can
is
do it
true.
all, and
This is
so they
true.
got to hire somebody now, right? And so it's either you're going to pay a lot of money to get someone to do that, or someone's going to do it for you for free because they believe in you. But finding someone that is going to put that much work and be that invested in a project that's your idea and not theirs, that's also very hard too. And a lot of times you can ask my man from ASAP, in the indie world, a lot of times you have artists, they'll do issue one for somebody, and then they'll realize, damn, I really like this, I want to do my own comic, and then they leave, and then they go do their own thing, and you get one issue out of them, and now you got to find another artist for issue two, and then shit looks different, and it's all fucked up. So yeah, these guys have definitely conquered the issue of art, because this shit is fly. And
That is, that is dope.
so yeah, so that's this series. On the back here that's coming soon, this is another series they're doing just called The Mad Trapper. They told me that this one is more story driven, about the Golden Mike, and it's got like a plot. He said this one is just madness. They're just taking out, I mean, you see the scope, they're just taking out whack people. I think he said we're going after like Bambaataa, Lil Pump, Rick Ross, and Drake. Like they're just going after the whack people that they feel are whack. And so it's gonna be shit like that. But it's dope, man. Hip hop comics, we love it. They got another product that I can't wait to show you guys, called the Slummy Kids cards. Right? You remember we had Garbage Pail Kids cards?
Okay,
They got
yeah.
something that looks,
Popular.
bro, they
Popular.
look like Garbage Pail Kids, but they call Slummy Kids, and they got a hip hop like crazy ass, their style of shit twist to it. And I got, yeah, I got a bunch. I got a few joints from the 80s.
I wish I still had my garbage pail kids, man.
Somebody sent me these.
Got a bunch of them.
Somebody who I bought some comic books from somebody, and they threw these in there. It's like $380, or not 1980s cards. This one said 1986 on it. Yeah, so this is from the first or the second series. But you can get them. They're about $2 or $3 a card now. That's about what they go
Couldn't,
for.
couldn't
Unless
buy some
unless
just to have, yeah,
yeah,
just to
yeah,
have them. Because I like them, man. I like those and the little muscles. I
bro.
like the little, remember little pink muscle
Muscle.
figures? Those
Hell
is my
yeah, bro.
joints,
Muscles
man.
were the shit. Muscles were the shit.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. Yeah, Muscles and Garbage Pail Kids were the shit, bro. And I was in like first grade. Well, you were a little older than me, so you were probably in like fourth or fifth grade. I was in like first grade.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but that was Muscles were the shit. I think I had all them shits. So they'll be here. These guys, man. definitely this is going to be a good show. These guys are always fun, always a great show, always have a good time, and they got some cool shit that they're going to be showing us. And they'll be on next Saturday at 7 p.m. So mark your calendars.
Well, good.
Yeah, bad. So 3 episodes in, Secret Invasion has finally tipped its hand and revealed that Gravik's master plan is in play. And if you look closely at the previous episodes, it was obvious that something was being established, right? But the result is definitely different than anticipated, and it ties into one of the MCU's most underrated movies. In episode 3, the leader Gravik presents his scheme to the Skrull Council using the genetic engineering, and he reveals that basically Skrulls can now adopt not only the image of others but also their superpowers. So basically, they can become a superhero, not just a person, is what he's saying. So in this new sort of evolution of the Skrull is dubbed the Super Skrull, right? And we see this when Talos stabs Gravik in the hand, or during their little parlay, and instead of sort of like going, he just slides his hand out, and the knife, orange energy sort of envelops his hand and heals the wound. And this was a big reveal for us because, unless we paid close attention to episode 2, and in it, Gaia investigated the DNA samples harvested by the Skrulls, which included Groot, the Frost Beast, Cull Obsidian, and crucially, Extremis. Extremis was the name of the genetic upgrade featured in Iron Man 3. It is an interesting callback considering most of the Easter eggs in Secret Invasion have been more focused on the more recent projects like Captain Marvel and Black Widow. But it's nice to see that one of the most underappreciated Marvel movies has not been forgotten. In the comics, Super Skrull, otherwise known as Kl'rt, was introduced as a Fantastic Four villain. The Skrull Emperor chose him to defeat the team by adopting their powers and becoming the perfect weapon. And over the years, Super Skrull's villainy spread across the Marvel comics and different, titles. In the Infinity Wars crossover event, for example, Doctor Strange used the Time Stone to defeat Super Skrull. But he's no joke. Super Skrull is a real boss.
Yes, he is, and a real problem.
Real problem. But the Super Skrull we see in this show has new powers and new motivations. He's not the same Fantastic Four villain by any means. He's definitely something new. He can heal himself, obviously. Thanks to the trailer, we know he has Groot's ability to throw vines around. Like his whole arm becomes a big Groot arm. We saw that. And that is kind of a throwback to, because I remember Super Skrull having one arm was like the Thing, one arm was Mr.
Torch.
Fantastic. He had a
Yeah.
leg that was Human Torch, right? But this was, he had the Groot, because also we've got other DNA samples. We had Cull Obsidian, we had Frost Beast. So we'll see those powers, I'm sure, in time. We still have 3 episodes left, so
I hope so. I really do. I hope
yeah.
because it's been
Yeah.
good so far.
It has. It has. The show, I mean, television is still a novelty in the MCU, despite, the unrelenting efforts to conquer the medium. Excuse me, since debuting on Disney Plus with WandaVision back in 2021, Marvel has made 8 shows. And there's definitely more coming. Given today's sort of superhero fatigue, which I think is bullshit, by the way. I don't think there is such a thing as superhero fatigue. I think that if there is superhero fatigue, it's in the filmmakers. It's not in us. It's not in the viewers. We're not tired of superhero movies. We're definitely tired of the bullshit you've been giving us.
We're tired of the bull. We're tired of the bull crap superhero movies.
Yeah, you
That's
can't
tiring.
compare the shit you've been giving us with the MCU, the original, the phase 1, 2, 3. You can't
No,
compare that shit.
no.
So don't try to tell me it's superhero fatigue when you're giving us shit movies. What about if it's superhero fatigue? Why was Guardians 3 phenomenal? Why was Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse phenomenal? You see what I'm saying? It's just it doesn't hold up, bro. If you make a good one, we will see it.
Why,
We will go. We
why
will
was
love it.
Batgirl phenomenal?
You know what I'm saying? And we didn't even get to see that.
Exactly. But we will. We got faith. Somebody gonna leak it and we're gonna watch it. It's gonna be all
I
good.
hope so.
It's the way of the world.
That would be dope.
Listen,
I
if
mean,
they
that would
put
be
out that
too dope.
Fantastic Four movie that came out years ago that never hit the theaters, never, and that came out, and you can actually find that and watch that, oh, we're gonna get to see Batgirl.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get to see
Yeah.
Batgirl.
I hope so, man. Because you got Keaton. They said Brendan Fraser as Firefly was dope. I'm willing to check that out. It looks good. I mean, eh, I'm not saying it was gonna be great or that Batgirl's dope. It might be you might be not that you might be a little bit disappointed when you see it, but I still want to be able to see it. I still think I should get to make my own choice. Telling me that it ain't no good without letting me see it, I don't dig that
Yeah, I agree.
because I don't believe you.
I agree with that.
Because you lie
I
to me.
agree.
You lie to me
And
all
they
the time.
do it. They
You
do it
just
all the
lied to me.
time.
You told me that Ezra Miller was the greatest thing since Pockets on Pants. You told me that The Flash was the best fucking superhero movie you ever saw. You fucking lied through your
Mm,
teeth to me. You knew it was a
mm,
goddamn lie. You
mm.
lied.
Yeah.
That's not
When they should have just recast it, went on with the movie, and made billions of dollars that they wanted to make. So obviously, whoever's making the decisions at the top has definitely got to go. But whoever had the idea to redo that script the way they did it was a genius. Bringing in Michael Keaton,
oh
genius
yeah.
move.
That was
Going
great.
with the with the back in time thing for him and all, genius move. Flashpoint, going with the whole Flashpoint story, even if it did have like Slade said the Hollywood stamp on it, it was still a genius idea. You just picked the wrong people to play in the movie, and that will
Ezra
hurt a
Miller
movie.
was unwatchable. It was
Yeah, he was.
unwatchable.
He was.
I don't
Definitely
care
was.
about what he did. And I'm not saying I don't care about what he did, but I'm saying what he did is not why I don't like the movie.
Right. Nobody ever really liked Ezra Miller as Flash. Like everybody was always on the fence about that.
I
And just
never
all the
did.
stuff he did just pushed it to the point where everybody was like, now we're really done.
That just
And we're
made me
really
be
done.
like, see? Yeah,
Right.
that shit just made me be like, see, I told you that he was not
Mm,
fucking Barry Allen. That's not Barry Allen, bro.
no.
And
So
it bothers me because Flash is a dope like I'm trying to tell my son how the Flash is dope. And he thinks I'm a chode for that. Like what like he's like, what? Like, bro, like
Flash
you
is
don't
dope.
Flash is dope. The Flash
Yeah.
is dope.
Like people think he like because his power is super speed that's not weak. If you look at the stuff that Zoom does,
Bro, he can
Reverse
fucking
Flash,
vibrate and
yeah,
phase through shit.
right. If you look at the stuff they do, and in the MC and the DC universe, even in the comics, a speedster is kind of like a prop. That's a problem.
Hell
And
yeah,
there's
they a
more than one
problem.
speedster. They'd be
It's
like,
a
oh man,
whole
we got a
gang of them
speedster.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, because one, they hard to catch. Two, they hard to detect. Three, they can cause chaos. Four,
They got all
they
kinds of
just
powers,
right. They can do a
but
lot.
ain't got nothing
And
to do
like
with speed.
right, and all of them are different. Like, and all of them have a different connection to the Speed Force, except for Zoom. Zoom doesn't have a connection to the Speed Force, like the other ones do. His is he moves like he doesn't move fast. He just moves outside of time, so it looks like he's moving fast, but he's really not.
Right.
So they all move different, but they're all a problem. And Flash is dope, man. Like the stuff he can do is just dope, man. They just don't
Yeah,
give him the
dog. He's
props.
dope. Yeah, we don't get enough. That's why this, for new fans who don't know about the Flash, this is all they know about the Flash. And when you do movies, that's the problem.
Right? They
These
don't know it
movies,
right there. Yeah, they
Yeah,
just look
these
at it. He
movies,
can run.
they're introducing this character to new people for the first time. You know,
Right.
a lot of people, and so this is a lot of people's first impression of the Flash, and it's a horrible one. And they've ruined that character for a lot of people in a lot of mediums. Like comics are gonna suffer now. Like all kind of shit with the Flash is gonna suffer now. Like no one's gonna like you can't run out now and do a bunch of Flash. That's how Hollywood, you know, if this was a big movie, it was successful and everybody loved it and it was just phenomenal, you'd see cartoons and Flash this and Flash that and Flash toys and Flash all kind of Flash shit popping up. We ain't gonna get that now.
No, we're not.
The
We're
movie was
definitely not gonna get
ass.
that. No, we're definitely not gonna get that. But I hope they learned their lesson, DC. And I guarantee behind closed doors, there were some people that just was like, I don't think we should do this for him. But the people that paid for the movie to be made was like, no, we want him. He's going to be the
Yeah.
next big thing. Yeah, so shout out to James Gunn and everybody else. But Ezra Miller, I think Gus should have just did it. They should have scrapped you, got Gus in there. People would have watched. People would have went and saw that. They would have went and saw
Oh
it.
yeah,
They'd have been
Grant
excited
Gustin.
about it.
Or wasn't
Yeah,
it?
they'd have been great. Yeah, Grant Gustin. Yeah, they'd have been excited about that. Because he plays the role. He plays it, and he plays it well.
Yeah. 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 Speaking of oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But there's a new Suicide Squad isekai that's
Yes.
about to come out.
I can't
That
wait.
looks fucking dope.
I can't wait. Really want to see that.
Hell yeah.
It's
Let
supposed,
me
we're
see if I
supposed to
can.
be getting a new. There's an anime movie, and another movie coming out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Coming out.
Isekai. Isekai is an anime.
No, the anime's coming out soon. The movie, I don't know when we're gonna get that. But it's supposed to be
Yeah.
doing both. Yeah,
Yeah.
movie, I don't know when we're getting, but that I want to see. That I really want to see.
This looks great.
And they got to do it. They got to do it now because after Spider Verse, but DC makes the best. Their anime is always good, man.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen a bad one yet.
My bad. Yo, so what? You gotta go, man. You gotta go to work now.
Yeah, man. I gotta be to work at 9:30. By the time I get dressed and get out of here, by the time I get dressed and do it'll be about 9 o'clock, closer to 9. Takes me almost
Hmm.
20 minutes to get to work, so that put me closer to 9:30. So
Well, YouTube took down our video last weekend or whatever, but they put it back up. Put
I
it
was
back
getting
up.
ready to say, a couple people I know watched it, and they said,
Yeah, it's back, and
oh,
so
it's back.
yeah,
It
they
went
must.
back. I thought
Well,
they
yeah,
never took it down. I thought it was never taken
well,
down.
yeah, it was gone for a second, but I guess they
Okay.
heard what I was saying and shit. I don't know, but it's up there. It's up there for y'all if y'all want to check it out. But let me see if we can run this real quick without getting booted. I'm gonna leave the volume off so we can kind of check it out. But just visually, based on characters from DC, it is. And shout out to Forbes magazine. This is coming from Forbes magazine, not me. So holler at Forbes. But yeah, it's the art looks fucking dope. It's coming from Warner Brothers Japan. There's Joker. He looks fucking killer. It's like a Joker and Harley thing. Looks really good. The animation looks phenomenal as well. The movement, everything looks great. And you've got a totally unique story. Definitely, this is not. And there's Amanda Waller, Suicide Squad, Isekai. So an Isekai means that it is like a fish out of water, or like a not a fish out of water, well, sort of like a fish out of water, but like if you leave the earth realm and you go into like the world of a video game or something like that, and they made a show about it, that's called an isekai. That's what Japanese anime people anime we call it, anime creators and shit call it. That's the brand of it. So it's called Suicide Squad Isekai. But yeah, the trailer is the usual Harley Quinn and Joker antics and shit captured in gorgeous anime style. But then we see some weird shit. We see Harley sort of in sort of some fantasy landscape with flying islands and dragons and knights and shit. And this is the isekai part, right? It's a Japanese term for in a popular term in anime where the protagonist is basically warped into another world other than their own, whatever world it may be. And that often leads to the hero, or for the person to like become a hero of that world. Usually they have some ability or some power because they're from Earth or from wherever they're from, and now in this new world they have an advantage because of that for whatever reason. So they use their advantage, kind of like how Superman comes to Earth and he has the advantage of the sun giving him powers, right? It's kind of that. And so this, but or through their innate abilities or whatever, or things they possessed before that, offer them sort of power over their enemies in the new realm. And so in Harley's case, I'm guessing that would be her bat skills or something. But the depiction of the series, which is about, I think, as good as we could hope for. It looks phenomenal. They said deadly crazy party of the baddest villains land themselves in isekai, the most dangerous and bizarre fantasy adventure unveiled. Trying to find out when it comes out exactly, though. I don't. Yeah, we don't really have a release date or a release window right now. But hopefully we'll get that soon. But this does look super dope.
Yeah,
And it's
DC
racked up like
usually do that. Yeah, they show us. They'll give us the like they'll give us the trailer. They'll tell us about. But sometimes they just won't tell you when it's gonna drop.
right, right. Oh, look at these, bro. Before you go, you got to peep these shits. So you've seen the cosplay, like comic book fucking, um, or Star Wars like helmets and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen these. These right, this company right here. This is their gaming category, and you got Fallout, Halo, Red Hood. These Red Hood masks look crazy. They got look at that shit. They got glossy. They got matte. They got matte black. Well, these are great. You buy two of them, I think you get a third one for free. They're not bad price too. They're about $350. They're really fucking well made. They got
Yeah, that's
fucking
definitely
cushion on the
definitely
inside or whatever. They're phenomenal. Yeah,
I
buy
can
it.
figure out. I don't
Yeah.
know who made those, but they definitely put some work into that.
Oh yeah, bro. There's they've got some videos on here of like the Destiny. There's Cade right there. You see that? I know you know who
K
that is, dude.
six. It's K6.
Hell yeah. Titanfall, fucking Fallout, Halo,
They got Fallout, Halo. Yeah,
yeah, Warhammer. This Warhammer shit's crazy.
Warhammer.
Another Warhammer. Oh, look at that
Yeah.
Fallout right there.
Yeah, Fallout.
That's crazy. Is that Enclave? What is that?
Yeah, that's
Yo,
ugly.
that's crazy. That's bananas. That's
Yeah, that's dope.
that is fucking crazy. These are great. These are so dope, bro.
Iron Man.
Not Arkham.
Oh, yeah, they got
Not
Arkham Knight. That's
Arkham.
not good.
Ah,
Yeah, that's not.
that is sick.
Yeah, that's hot.
No, they got lights and shit. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I want to get Cybercraft is who they are. The website is cyber-craft.shop. But I want to get them. I want some helmets, bro. I want to have them on here on the show, talk about helmets and fucking give us some helmets to test out and show on our show. God damn it, bro! Look at the Bad Batch helmets, bro. Come on,
Bad Batch is hot. That's
bro.
dope.
Come on. They got crosshair. Look at crosshair, dog. Oh, this shit's sick. The fuck, bro! I never seen this shit before. I've seen stormtroopers and Mandalorians, but I have never seen these characters, dog. Video game,
Not Bad
Bad
Batch.
Batch, Wrecker. Yeah, that's dope. Fucking Tech.
Tech. Damn.
That's crazy. What else? What else? Just let me real quick. What else we got? Clone Troopers, Bad Batch. There was something Old Republic on here that had me. I bet it's under other Star Wars. Oh, Darth Revan.
Look at that.
Darth Revan, dog.
Kylo
Fucking
Ren.
Fennec Shan, Kylo Ren. Look at there goes Finn with the three, the blood. Fucking Vader. Fucking
Death Troopers.
Death Trooper, Purge Trooper, Second Sister, Sith Trooper. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Phasma. There's another Kylo reforged. Yo. These are no. Oh wow, look at that. That's cool as fuck. Gar Saxon. What the fuck? I've never seen the like. There's something else though. There was something else. There was something else I saw. It was like from Force Awakens. Yeah, it was the Force Awakens in development, I think. Let's check out in development. Stu, you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
Who's that on the side right there? Berserker?
Oh,
Stormtrooper?
Beskar.
Oh, that's
Beskar
from
Storm. That's
Beskar.
the
Yeah, that's from Mandalorian.
yeah, bro. What? This is in development. But the Praetorian Guard, the whole Red Guard from the show, the Arkham Knight joint. But there was another one. There was another one. Where is the goddamn? Yeah, is it a custom helmet? No. He made it was not oh wow.
That's dope. That green,
Yeah.
that green and black on the right is dope.
Yeah, bro. I'm just trying to find this one real quick, but that shit maybe it's new products. Oh no, they don't have the jetpack, bro. The whole jetpack.
Excellent
What the
pilot. Yeah, they
Gar Saxon again. Fucking Darth Maul clone trooper.
got Vader joint.
Vader joint. Fucking Bo Katan.
Wow. Yeah.
The
The
armorer.
armor.
Oh no shit. That's crazy.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's dope. Man, where is the Force Awakens, man? Not Force Unleashed, bro. Force Unleashed, the video game. There it is. Star Killer. That's what I was talking about. There it is. I need that, bro.
That's
I
hot.
need Star Killer, bro.
Yeah, that's hot.
I gotta have it. I got to have Star Killer, bro.
Yeah, that's hot. Star
One of
Killer's
the
hot.
best. Yeah, one of my favorite characters in Star Wars.
Star Killer's hot. That's dope. That's dope. I definitely like that.
Fucking what else? Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, Cybercraft, man. I want to get them out here, man. Definitely would be cool to get them out here. Oh, one other thing. They had armor sets, whole armor sets. So yeah, they do. They got the whole Mandalorian, the whole armor piece, like all the different pieces. Um, what's the difference between that armor and that armor? Then they got Boba Fett. Wow, bro, Boba Fett with the fucking jetpack. Thought they had a Mando jetpack. I guess not.
That's dope, bro. That is ultra dope.
Oh, maybe this one comes with the helmet.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't. Whoa. Huh. You can get that shit in Beskar or plain.
Mm.
Damn, $200 for the chrome. Shit ain't cheap, but it's if you want to cosplay, I see these people walking around at whatever Comic-Con and shit, fully kitted out as one of these Star Wars characters, and you can
Right.
it looks like that shit costs thousands of dollars.
They do.
It looks like that shit is
There,
from the movies.
there is a website you can go on. I found it on Twitter, and you can actually buy like a whole stormtrooper armor, but it's expensive, bro. But that right there, their prices are pretty reasonable for the helmet. You could always like 3D print the rest of that. Yep. But the helmets, I definitely want one of them helmets. I definitely got to get one. That Star Killer helmet, that's boss. That's definitely boss. I definitely need that in my life. Yeah, I like that. That's definitely boss. Yeah.
On the thing. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, where is it? No.
Yeah, that's boss. That's boss right there.
Yeah, there he is.
Definitely need that. Yeah, I definitely need that in my life.
Yeah, Darth Revan.
Yeah, I definitely would need that in my life. Now you said the armor sets. Do they have like? Can they make an armor set for you, or do they just have like the pre-made?
No, they just got the Mandalorian set pre-made. They got a Boba Fett and a Mandalorian. They don't have no other suits. That's what I'm saying. Like if I had the full stormtrooper outfit or the full Mandalorian outfit, you know what I'm saying? I would rock that shit to a Comic-Con so fast, bro. I would not give a damn, bro. I would nerd the fuck out if I had the full. It's the only way I would cosplay. The only way I would go full on costume to the Comic-Con is if it was like a full on Star Wars stormtrooper or something like that. Like it has to look like the movies.
Right.
Like if my costume does not look like it's from the movie, I would never do that. I wouldn't go in a fucking thing that looks like a Halloween costume that I put together. I'm not gonna go in no shit that I made. No matter how dope I am. But if I had a movie quality full helmet mask, the whole thing, like from the movies like that, bro, I would nerd out, bro. I would go to the Comic-Con dressed up like a goddamn stormtrooper and not even be fucking embarrassed. That shit would be cool as hell.
It would be. I agree. But I've seen some crazy cosplay, and I've seen people spend thousands.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
mm, I mean, I get it, but damn,
Hmm.
mm, I get it. But then I seen people like you said, they look like they got something out of Party City,
Right, right.
and they're walking around like, like, oh.
Like they
But I
bad.
give it to them. Right, I give it to them. They go where they budget take them. But still,
There's nothing wrong with
I'm
it. It's
with you.
fun. It's
Right,
fun. I look at the cos. I'm not like I don't make fun of cosplayers. I think it's cool. I see them dressed up in some shit that they made. I think that's cool as hell. You're cool. You're artistic. It's just not for me. I wouldn't do it. Maybe I'm just not as fucking secure as you are. Maybe I'm insecure. I don't know. But I'm not walking around in no shit that I made. If I have the thing looking like it's from the movies, I'll wear that shit. Hell yeah, I'll wear that shit. See, these are weird looking. These, I guess, these are from the cartoon, the Clone Wars, and they just look weird.
Yeah, because they
I
make it
don't
look
mean,
cartoony.
yeah,
They
and they
make it look
don't look
cartoony like the cartoon.
right. And it just, I don't feel like it looks cool. These don't look as cool as the other, as the. See, they look. I don't know. I guess the fact they look cartoony also makes them look like Halloween masks. Like that. I mean, it's just compared to the movie ones, that ain't shit.
That ain't too bad though. That's not too bad.
Not too bad, but when you look at it
Not
next
like the other
to,
one. The other one looks
yeah,
more cartoony. Yeah,
right.
but that one ain't too bad.
That one's not too bad. But this looks silly, man.
Yeah, that looked like something off Sesame Street. Like 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 the Muppets did a special on the Clone Wars, and that's one of the helmets that go on like I don't know, like Grover's.
uh, Commander Wolf. Close to canon details. Movable details. Comfortable padding. Perfect coating. Man, I just think they look great on the shelf. Who was our boy from Full Blast that had all the Star Wars helmets and shit?
Kareem. Yeah, Kareem.
Kareem. He had little shelves that were about, just the whole shelf was about, this was a square about that big, and the shelf just came off the wall and it was just big enough for a helmet. And he had, like, they were staggered like that. It looked fucking dope. I would love to have that, helmets like that on a shelf. That would just be sick.
Helmet, because believe it or not, helmets are highly collectible. I see people
Yeah.
collecting them all the time.
I
I
ordered
see
the
them for sale
Magneto
all the
one.
time.
I got the
Oh,
Magneto
you
one
did?
already on pre-order. I had to.
That
That shit
I
look
would love to
hard.
get that. Yeah.
It's plus it was cheap. I ain't gonna. It's like $99. I know it's not gonna look like one of these, but it's still pretty dope. I call it
Dope.
the.
It's
I
still,
call it
yeah.
the. Yeah, I call it my Magnus hat. It's my Magnus
Magnus
hat.
hat.
Word. Hold on, where's my Magnus hat? Hold on. Let me find the Magnus hat. There it is. It's from X-Men 97. That shit is hard. Don't put it on though.
Wait a minute, he got it on?
You got it on. Yeah, we not wearing it. But this shit'll look hard on the shelf though. I mean, it's X-Men 97, so it's like X-Men the animated series, which is my shit. Yeah, it's gonna look dope. It's got a little stand. See, it's got a stand that you put it on, so it's meant to be displayed. It's not meant to be. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Look at this guy. You're a grown ass man. What are you?
He having fun.
Yeah, he's using his powers. Viz, viz, viz. I can see him right now making little sounds and shit. Viz, viz, viz. But no, I'm just fucking around. I think it's cool as fuck. I like that. I think it's dope. Yeah. When's it coming out? September. So in September, I will bring it on here and show y'all.
Bet. We'll be waiting.
Yeah.
All right.
They got a
break out of
Star-Lord.
here, man.
Yeah.
The one I
Star-Lord's
want
great.
the most, the helmet I want the most, Reno, is I want what's his name? From Star Wars, Force Unleashed. The pilot. Poe Dameron. I want Poe Dameron's helmet. But I haven't found a
Really?
good one yet. I
What's
want a
his
Poe
helmet
Dameron
look like?
helmet. This helmet is dope. You never seen Poe Dameron's joint?
I'm
Same
trying
color
to
as the
think,
ship.
but I'm trying to. Oh, okay.
It is dope. I seen a Wedge Antilles helmet.
Yeah. These are pretty good. These are pretty good, bro. They got good ones.
See, I can
You
get with
see
that.
it? Yeah, you see that? Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I would definitely throw that on the shelf. Wait, there it is. Bing.
Yeah, see that? See, Poe Dameron's
Yeah,
helmet is dope. That joint
yeah,
tight.
yeah.
Mm. That's one I definitely want. That's one I definitely want to have
Way
on
cooler than
display.
shit.
Yeah, I want that. I definitely want that. It's definitely worth having. That's one I definitely want. So
Yeah. All right, y'all. We gotta wrap it up. But yo, it was fun. Listen, well, we'll see you guys Monday. It's just a little day after tomorrow thing. We'll see you guys Monday, but we'll be back again next Saturday with my homeboys from the Mad Trapper and Rusto Rebel from Crazy Visions Comics. So yeah, don't forget that. Mark your calendars. It's gonna be dope. Power Rangers helmets would be sick. All right, y'all. Let me find a thing. Stu Dog.
you.
All right, man. Be safe. We're gonna be out. We'll see you guys, man, in a couple days. See you Monday. Have a good rest of your weekend. Salute.
Peace.
Peace.